Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Music and Chatter. Having done a Music and Chatter um, video in several days, I've been too busy learning. I've been too busy learning movie maker. Um, haven't learned everything about it yet. There are people who know better than me how to work it, but sorry about that little emotional outburst on my last video, talking about my dad, Didn't think I would get emotional. I didn't plan it, just bam, hit like a tsunami. Yeah, I get that, emotional tsunamis talking about remembering my parents, friends. You all know that. Okay. Um, deceased friends and family. Um, okay, to get away from that for a moment, I'm some CDs. Some music I loaded up in my iTunes. I won't tell you which one it will be, of course. Included in my next mix. I think I have the title. I was sitting in my beach chair the other day and remember the song was it Wham or I think it was Tears for Fears that had that album called Music from the Big Chair. Well, I thought of music from the beach chair, the beach chair, and then I took a picture of the bottom of my umbrella, which I think will be the cover art. Music from the beach chair. What do you think? What do you think? Okay. Um. And DJ news. Yes, yes. Today at work, Alicia, the new secretary, the she's used to be just the administrative assistant. Now she's gonna be the secretary. Yeah. Um. And yeah. She she has this thing. She runs this event every year called Eek Fest. It's kind of like a carnival centered around Halloween. And the DJ who normally does it can't do it because I guess his house got flooded by the storm and a lot of things got ruined. And I think one of those things was his DJ gear, I'm guessing. And she asked me to do it. I immediately said yes. And I called Chip to be in my roadie. It's going to be October 19th at the Point Fire Department, the Pioneer Hose Fire Department on Manlogan Road, I believe it is, and I'm happy. I also went to the Manasquan Bank and contacted this woman Mary, who is the manager, and I was told to contact her regarding the craft fair in I think the next day. Yeah, and um the 20 or the next week or so. No, maybe it's the next week. Anyway, um I hope to get that. So yeah, I did a little footwork today in addition to the doctors, the school, and all that. Um, okay, so here's what I'm loading into my loaded in my computer some music from here. I won't tell you what song. It is a surprise. Yeah. Um, some world reggae. Yeah. Mhm. Um, and I haven't done it yet. I'm surprised. I'm gonna put some Chaka Khan in there. I was going through some stuff. I saw a pile of CDs of stuff to load into the iTunes, and I didn't put this in here. What? Where's it? Gloria Estefan tape, CD rather. Well, I'm gonna listen to that tonight and decide what songs I'm gonna put in the iTunes. Um, so yeah, get back to my dad. I was remembering him and remembering the good times we had, and not only was he was a good dad, he was also a good husband and a good friend to many. Do anything for you if he could. He's a big part of who I am today, and people, when they say, "Oh, you're so much like your parents or your father or your mother," it's like I feel proud when they say it. I'm like, yeah, I am, aren't I? I'm not gonna say no. I'm not anything like that. I'm happy when people see that in me. Part of my parents' personality or looks or sense of humor and stuff like that. I'm like, wow, thank you. I'm like, yeah, okay, thank you. That's a compliment, like some people say, when they say, oh, you got your mother's hair or your father's eyes or both are wet, it's just like, thank you. I'm like, but still, I'm like, okay, I always thought, I kind of think that a lot, and I wonder to myself, what would mom say or what would dad say in this situation, or what would mom tell me to do now, or and then people would, when they say, that's what your parents would do, or I'm like, yeah, thank you. And yeah, my dad and I, well, both my dad and I had great times together, but I think my dad and I more so shared the same crazy sense of humor. Like, we'll be coming home from the store and we'll get like red lights, and Dad will be, what is with these red lights? I think it's a plot. I'll say, it's a communist plot to slow us down, Dad. He goes, yeah. What the hell? Yeah, to be there. I was like, he just, he knew how to laugh and have fun. And, there were times he put himself down about, not being able to do the things he used to do. And I'd be like, Dad, you're doing fantastic for a guy who's had 2 strokes. And, I'd remind him of, I'd try to, remind him how good he does have it. Most people have had 2 strokes, don't come back as well as he has. And I just remind him, I think he's doing great, and I'm proud of him, and all that, all that stuff to lift him up and make him feel better. And remind him not to give up the ship, and remind him of how he helped me when I had I said, if it weren't for you, Dad, I went, I just remind him of what a great guy he was, and, you know, and it made him feel better, and, yeah, and, and yeah, we had some good times together, and he supported my music making and my mixtapes and my mix CDs, and I told you all about that, and yeah, next time I put in an order to CD Connection, one of my orders is going to be the Herb Alpert album he gave me, but I'm going to get it on CD, of course. I do miss that album. Um, don't know who I passed it on to, but I hope whoever has it is enjoying it. The one, the girl on the whipped cream or whatever. If you have that album, just take good care of it, because it's probably one of the first jazz albums I had, and it's a great introduction to jazz. I just love Herb Alpert's sound, especially his early stuff. His modern stuff is good, it is, but not like his 60s and 70s stuff. The 80s and 90s, he took a slightly different direction. Maybe he's not with the Tijuana Brass anymore, or maybe I don't know, maybe he's with another band, but check his stuff out. It's Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, especially his stuff from the 60s and 70s. It's just, and what else was I get order? Henry Mancini, and get this, another oddity, Don Ho. Yes, and you're sitting there going, Mullins, really? Really? I don't know. I've just been into, that type of stuff lately. That, the reggae. I went through I'll still continue to go through my reggae phase, but, I went through a bit of my reggae and world music phase, and now I'm going through my old jazz phase, jazz I grew up with phase. Yeah. I hope everybody's doing well. I'll keep you up to date with the DJ gig situation. Also want to DJ at the board swap. I have yet to hear from that. I do. And if I get it, fine. If not, I'll just do some videotaping there, yeah. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's having a good week. I hope everybody has a great weekend. So on that note, I would like to say, of course, peace, love, and keep the good tunes spinning. Good night, everybody.